Good evening, Resident Evil enthusiasts. This night is a dark one. Once again, I am here, sharing with you some more hidden secrets and analyses that explore the bond between the Wesker children, Albert and Alex Wesker. These secrets may hold very dark consequences for the upcoming Resident Evil 8 village. This will be quite lengthy once again, so be sure to check out the timestamps in the description below to find what you need. Tonight, we will be exploring more original translations from scripts of the supposed prequel to this game, RE Revelations 2, as RE8 was originally developed to be Revelations 3. Some of these original translations even seem to be deliberately hidden by Capcom, supposedly to conceal their greater meaning. Remember this for later, as it is stunning what just one hidden file can hold for us. So many of you have found value in my full trailer analysis, as well as my Wesker children and Spencer theory that ties to the RE8 trailer, and I just wanted to say thanks for all the support lately. Here's to more of those deep analyses and theories. Brace yourself, as this one's going to get wild. The first thing I want to share with you was not made available in the English version of Resident Evil Revelations 2, and in fact, a very crucial portion of it was present in neither the English version nor the Japanese version. What a wealth of information this is then. Before I could share this with you, I must absolutely give credit to the translators of the blog post we will be diving into. The original Japanese translations are from the Plant 42 Tumblr blog. These translations of the original Revelations 2 files are not quick nor easy. So please support this blog. You can find the writer's Ko-fi page here to support, as well as the blog page in the description below. Now, last time, we examined several original translations from this game thanks to this awesome blog, which further corroborated the emotional closeness of Alex and Albert Wesker. These files even revealed that the primary reason for Albert's interest in Ouroboros and other viruses was to potentially cure Alex Wesker of her degenerative illness. Continuing off of this path, there's something very peculiar about another original translation file, this one called Reincarnation Ceremony Memorandum. The premise of this very document is to describe the mind transferal process, which Alex Wesker intends to pursue. Unlike the last video, where the translation differed from the English version, the Japanese and English versions here describe pretty similarly the two requirements for the spirit and memory transfer system to succeed. However, there's a third version, a discarded variant from both the English and Japanese versions of the game that this blog was able to translate as well. This version suggests something strange, and even stranger at that this version never made it into the actual game. I wonder why. Let's take a look. It reads, Spencer has been left behind. Technology will lead to immortality. That is, it allows the transfer of mental and memory mechanisms into another physical form. It took a long time, but I was able to produce the equipment to do this. However, even after experimenting many times using test subjects, it doesn't work. The test subjects could not survive the mental strain and would go into a frenzy before the memories could be loaded in. As a result, the following conditions were derived in regard to the transition of spirit and memory. 1. They have to have an incredibly strong spirit. 2. To minimize the mental load, it requires a period of 6 months. In these two, only T-phobos is needed in order to measure the mental strength beyond the norm. It would be just fate that this virus has been created. It may not be immediately obvious, but a couple things really stand out in this specific variation. The biggest thing is the second to last line that reads, in these two, only T-phobos is needed in order to measure the mental strength beyond the norm. In these two implies that the only mental strength requirement for two bodies to undergo mind transferal is enduring T-phobos. This is huge, as it suggests the mind transferal of not only Alex Wesker, but a second body. Could it possibly be Albert Wesker as well? After all, as mentioned by the translator as well, this doesn't look like Alex's writing tone at all. Was this originally Albert Wesker's research? After all, we discovered in my last video that the primary purpose of his research on viruses was, in fact, to cure Alex of her terminal condition. And look at the last line too. It says, it would be just fate that this virus has been created. Who talks like that in this franchise? who constantly reiterates that he is the only worthy one, who spits that he has the right to become a god that isn't Spencer. We know this isn't Spencer's writing, since the first line of this translation refers to Spencer in the third person, and both of the other variants of this file end with something more humane, more grounded, and more diligent, and sound something like, "We mustn't run out of time, we need to work quickly." It's also conveniently the only version that Capcom discarded out of the three. They scrapped it from any available version of the game, which seems suspicious, as if they felt they gave too much away with this version, and maybe they were right in their decision. After all, look at what the Plant 42 Tumblr's translation has led us to discover and question. This opens the web for all sorts of theories on how both Wesker children were somehow working on viral projects together to support each other, both with the interest in rebirth and godhood, very fitting of their metaphorical father, Spencer. More on this in another video, as Albert Wesker does have some references in RE7 and Code Veronica X that are relevant here as well. But for now, this is plenty of juicy stuff to theorycraft with. Let's dig deeper into the included versions of this file, as there's more to uncover here while we're on it. So, I previously mentioned two requirements for the spirit and memory transfer process, both of which are present in all three versions of this file: the English, Japanese, and scrapped or discarded variant of the file. These two requirements are, roughly, number 1, the host, or vessel, used for mind transferal must possess a strong will and not become overtaken by fear. Number 2, the vessel requires a period of stasis and protection for 6 months after the transfer. This first condition is very strongly exemplified in the 10-year-old Natalia Korda, especially given the original Japanese translation for her character bio, which states, "As a result of the events of Terra Grigia and her young age, she gained a peculiar psychological state in which she is able to stupefy fear." This made Natalia a prime subject to serve as the vessel for Alex's transfer, and in both endings of Revelations 2, she successfully acquires control of the healthy, young body of Natalia. She becomes the adopted daughter of Barry Burton in the quote-unquote good ending, in a home with Moira and Polly. This is particularly dangerous for Barry and his daughters, being oblivious to one of the Wesker children residing in the body of a being who is canonically impervious to fear as we know it.
A cage went in search of a bird, but now the bird is gone. The bird has changed.
Yet somehow, as we have previously speculated, Alex Wesker ends up here in the Resident Evil Village trailer, in her prime form it looks like, in what seems to be the grown body of Natalia, as she's a brunette here rather than a blonde, very witch-like with vampiric qualities as well. Even seems to be feasting on Ethan's missing hand in this one shot. Referring back to the Plant 42 blog once more, we can see that Alex Wesker's original Japanese bio literally describes her as the witch who monitors the island, reigning with fear and madness. It's amazing how appropriate this description is for this depiction of Alex Wesker in the trailer. Given this witch-like description, her depiction in the trailer, and both endings of Revelations 2 resulting in the successful mind transfer of Alex to Natalia, it only begs the question, how exactly did Alex in the body of Natalia and the home of Barry Burton proceed to eventually leave his home and become the supposed ruler of this separate faction of Umbrella in what we have deduced to be Romania? Well, my potential theories for this involve the mold infection incidents of Resident Evil 7 brought by Evelyn. These theories are more involved and will need another whole video to bring them justice. But just as a teaser, these will absolutely deal with Albert Wesker's HCF unit and its collaboration with the Connections, whom together created the mold which spawned the enemies of Resident Evil 7. The E-type enemies were created to use mind control as a weapon, as a source of psychological torment for Ethan and the Baker family in RE7. And in the same way, this mind control may be being harnessed by the rebirthed Alex Wesker as a means to control her new foster sisters, Polly, Moira, and possibly Claire too. But I'll leave that for yet another analysis video, as well as a deeper look into how Franz Kafka's drawings and quotes parallel the Wesker's motivations and rebirths. I plan on doing some kind of literary analysis there as well. Thanks for watching, and special thanks to those of you who watched the entire video. I am again extremely grateful for the Plant 42 Tumblr blog and its writers. For these rare translations and game files, please support them. You could find the links in the description. Big thanks as well to all of you who have been loving my Resident Evil analyses lately. I can't thank you enough. Thanks again, and I'll see you soon, I'm sure. Perhaps sooner than you'd be ready for.